With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back trackside once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight we crown a champion for season number 9 here with the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series right here in beautiful sunny Homestead-Miami, Florida. We're gonna finish the night under the lights with some hot championship action. Over 15 drivers in the field who will walk away with the crown. Doug Argabright, Derek Moore, just 4 points separate the two at the top of your point standings. You can hear drivers on track setting those fast times for the premier racing setup pole award. Who's going to walk away with the top spot for the final time? Here in season number 9, we're going to get trackside in just a moment. Track temperature just 86 degrees, so a little bit of a cool night upon us. just about halfway through qualifying, so as we drop those times to the left-hand side of your screen, you see Daniel Jensen, quick time here in qualifying, 32.94, the top spot. Cody Schultz with one heck of a qualifying lap, down to the 100th of a second. Absolutely mind-blowing. These drivers able to run such similar laps. We'll see if Jensen can keep the top spot. Just about a minute and a half remains here in qualifying, so a long way to go. We got a lot to cover, a lot to talk about, a lot of different battles throughout your championship standings. It's not going to be just about those drivers at the top. Nicholas Wing, Alan Bledsoe, as well as Nick Burlow. All three of those drivers knotted up with each other. Who's going to finish inside of what position inside of that top five? Daniel Jensen, if he snatches a pole here, he may be able to work his way into a top five in the point standings at the end of tonight's race. 125 laps here at Homestead. Long night ahead of us. Long way to go, but we're gonna wrap up qualifying here in just about another 30 seconds. Daniel Jensen still top of the speed charts. Quick time remains 32.94. So as a quiet falls on the track, drivers are gonna finish out their Premier Racing setup. Qualifying attempts, it's gonna be in the bag. Daniel Jensen will lead us to the green flag for the final time here in season number 9. And with that being said, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, head trackside for your national anthem, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And as the Angels finish the flyover, we're going to head trackside as we roll. off of pit road. You can hear those familiar sounds in the background, you know. It's time to run down the starting lineup for the final time here in season number 9 for the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series, starting inside row number 1, snatching the Premier Racing Setup Pole Award behind the wheel of that Budweiser number 4. Daniel Jensen will lead us to the green flag. Cody Schultz gonna line up just to his outside, championship hopeful. Doug Argerbright inside row number 2 with Alan Bledsoe just to his outside. Lieutenant Carlos Ramos rounds out your top 5. Dylan Schultz in the house here tonight. He's going to start just to the outside of Ramos with Derek Moore and Andrew McConville back in row 4. Row number 5 here tonight. Rashida Bonteam, Nicholas Swing, Patrick Coro, and Jake Tofi. Going to make up row number 6. And in row number 7 here tonight, finishing out the field, Zach Miller and Alex Wiggins. Quickly, the pace car onto pit road. We're in the restart zone, and away we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight in Miami. And what a beautiful sight. Sunset in the background. Race cars going around the track. Can't get much better than that. And you can already see Argerbright wants to do it the easy way. Hunting the front early here on lap number 1. Already up 1 position. He's going to look to the inside now. Jensen covers it off. Lap number 2 underway. 2-3 wide racing here. Bledsoe to the top of the speedway. A little bit of the mix up. A little further in the back there, you can see Cody Schultz going to reclaim that second spot as he keeps it to the high side. Get a crowd down to 4 through 3 and 4. Side by side, out of 4 this time. Cody Schultz with the advantage on the high side. New race leader at the front. Get the 5 at the top of the board. And it may be a short-lived moment at the front, because here comes this DuPont iconic number 24 painted up machine. Alan Bledsoe looking to get his Chevy Camaro to the front. Cody Schultz going to put the Fast 4 to the top. The Snake River Racing number 5 looking to walk away. Play spoiler here tonight. Snatch the race win away from one of these championship hopefuls. Alan Bledsoe moves to second. Here comes the 6 of Dylan Schultz. Re-emerging on the scene. Dylan has been gone for a handful of weeks, but championship night showing up, showing out, running the Larson line early here. Lap number 4, halfway down the backstretch. Side by side, a little further through the field. Let's check out the battle in the back. There you can see Argerbright, who's falling deep through the field. The Red Mist Podcast 45 going to be the meet in the middle, looking to slide his way to the top of the racetrack. Keep the momentum going. Amati with a little bit of struggles. And again, it gets no better than this as lap number 5 going to get underway. Let's check out one of my favorite drivers in the field, one of my favorite cars. And why? Well, I'm biased. There you can see me right on the hood. Big shout out to Patrick Coro, winning that here championship night under the lights force. We can see that turn 3. David the Cave Machine look good under the lights. I'm telling you, that thing shines like a diamond. Just saying. We're going to get back to the racing action, back inside of the top 5. Bledsoe falling back to 3rd now as the 6 Mavis Machine brings it to the high side. 2 Fords lead the field. Derek Moore looking at the bottom of the racetrack. He's no stranger to the front. Race win number 5 on the year last week at Phoenix to carry some momentum into tonight's championship night. And here he is, already up 3 positions from where he qualified. Looking at snatching a top 3. The Harbor Freight 16 moves to the top of the speedway. Almost into that outside wall. That's the fine line you gotta tread here at Homestead It is fast up next to that outside wall, but if you overstep just that little bit, you'd find yourself losing a lot of track time with a lot of right side damage. We'll see if that becomes a factor later on here tonight. Cody Schultz showing the way, half a second advantage. And at the bottom, between 1 and 2, a lot of drivers look like they're looking to the high side. You can see very different line out of that 6 up there, hugging that outside wall, catfishing at the front. Schultz in for the lead. Making some headway here tonight. Looks like those blue ovals have found something here. The horsepower tonight lies with their stable of drivers. Looks to be, how many is that, guys? About at least 7. No, 6. No, it was close. It was just a guess. 6 drivers out of your top 10 all got those blue ovals. So the fast forwards in the field here tonight, we'll see if that transitions as the sun continues to set. We finish tonight's championship night under the lights here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Track going to go under a transition. Drivers are going to have to adjust. Crew chiefs going to have to make the right calls. We'll see all the chips fall. At the end of tonight's race, you can see now the Casey's General Store, number 10. Benjamin Conville back to the high side through 1 and 2, hunting down Carlos Ramos. And a big shout out to Ramos. 1 race win on the season, and unfortunately that was a win that we missed. I believe that came, what was that, 2-3 weeks ago? Can you pull that up, guys? Can we get the figure on that? Yes, I believe it was Martinsville. Had a lot of bad storms rolling through the area, and unfortunately was unable to make it trackside for that broadcast. So we do want to apologize to Lieutenant Ramos and everybody that tunes in for him week in, week out, all the cadets that join us from time to time. Big shout out to each and every one of you service members, especially with this Memorial Day weekend coming up. Oh, we got trouble on the front stretch. A little bit of a hook and baiting into the wall. McConville gonna pick up some damage here. Ramos gonna get a little piece of the action too. Watched it unfold. Look at it one more time, high above. Little slow look here. And just a little tap is all it's gonna take here. And around he goes. It's just that simple, that easy. So we're going to go back with your race leader. Cody Schultz going to catch the tail end of the pace car. We're going to have our first caution here tonight, lap number 13. For those of you, a little something special. And I'm going to give a huge shout out to a member of this league, of this series. Wanted to give the members of the league a little fun. Everybody likes to play their hands and play their parts when it comes to making bets and parlays and things of that nature. DraftKings, obviously, a big part of a lot of people's sporting habits is how we'll label that. See if these drivers all come to pit road before I ramble on for a second. Looks like most of the field will come to pit road. No surprise. Championship contender Derek Moore. He's going to stay out on the racetrack. He's going to become our new race leader. Just adding to that opportunity. Putting that point in his back pocket. Getting ever so closer to Argerbright for the season championship. We'll see how it goes, but back to what we were saying. Want to give a huge shout out to your Premier Racing Setup Pole Award winner. Let's put the spotlight on him, guys. Let's get a little closer if we can. There we go, guys. There we go. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Daniel Jensen, right here behind the wheel of this number 4 machine, putting on a little bit of a gambler's haul, a little bit of fun betting on each race about certain things and certain aspects. You would think that may skew things, or you may think that may have an influence on how drivers are betting against races that they're in, but it's all in good fun And one of the biggest bets coming into tonight's race is who's going to walk away with the season championship. Daniel Jensen was bold and brave enough to put that in the parlay. I got to give a tip of the cap and a salute to you, sir. Absolutely love the Gamblers Hall that you guys here have brought in. So again, sorry about the rant. Just another reason you got to find a way to rub elbows with these drivers and find them here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. Absolutely some of the best group of guys, not just on track, but also in their big group over in their Discord. You can find them on iRacing.com in the league directories. Check them out, look them up. It's the ASMR, Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. And again, just an amazing job, Daniel. When you watch this back, we hope you get a smile on your face, man. Big shout out to you for what you've been doing. So we're going to be handing out a little bit of looks and some quote-unquote accolades throughout the course of tonight's race. A little look at Daniel Jensen. We're ready to go back. Green flag racing. Drivers double file. Pace car lights are out. Field getting ready to roll once again here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. It's championship night. 120 laps to go. Pace car in. Into the restart zone we roll. We await the smash of the gas on. We are in. Green flag flies once again here at Homestead. 3 wide with the 6 of Schultz at the top of the racetrack. He's quickly going to move to the bottom, but now that 38. Stuck on the high side. Zach Miller not quite so sure that U.S. Army Toyota Supra wanted to be kept on the high side. But he's going to run it again in 3 and 4. Schultz, no stranger to ripping the lip here tonight, man. And a very unique thing about Homestead. Well, I shouldn't say unique because there's a big moment here between the 38 and the 6. A little bit of a shove down into the corner. That's going to send Miller to the top of the speedway. The 6 going to take advantage of it, make a run to the inside. Pass forward position now. Is Dylan Schultz hunting the front once again, man. This made this number 6. He ain't playing around here tonight. Look for him to be back in the top 5 very quickly here as we're back across the line. Lap number 18 going to go on the board. We'll drop the timing and scoring. Back to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you find and follow along with your favorite driver in the field here tonight. And again, already we're seeing those drivers at the front starting to migrate to the high side. Abate drops down to the bottom in 3 and 4 this time. Cuts off the run by the 5 to the inside. We've already seen Cody Schultz quick here. Maybe not a bad offensively defensive move. Try to figure that one out. Offensively defensive. Yeah, I said it. 2-3 wide here for your second position on the racetrack. Gonna think better of it. Cody going to take it to the top side of the racetrack, following Bledsoe's tire tracks, as now the 24 looks to the inside of the 16, 3 and 4. They'll pull even. Bledsoe on the bottom, more on the high side. New race leader out of 4, Alan Bledsoe. Going to go to the top of the charts. Championship competitors. Derek Moore sitting now in some trouble. Out there, no tires yet. Fresh tires working their way around him on the bottom of the racetrack. Going to have to keep the car underneath him. You can see a little bit loose coming out of for the Harbor Freight's number 16 Ford Mustang with problems here. Avanti going to close right in. Moore going to have to find a bandage here, stop the bleeding, heading backwards quickly. He's going to fall into the clutches of his championship competitor, his foe here tonight, and that Hot Wheels number 41. Let's take a look at this Toyota Supra. seems to find a way to come on strong at the end of these races. 10 top 10s out of 11 weeks of racing for Argabright. He's just been one of those models of consistency. 5 top 5s on the year as well. Still searching for that first race winning performance here, so still hungry is Argabright. And we'll see if he can get it done here tonight. Daniel Jensen, your pole sitter, falling back a little now, running in the 7th position. He's going to drop 6 spots so far here tonight. Where's the 99 of Nicholas Wing? Let's check him out. Texaco Havoline number 99 machine. Wing came into tonight's race 24 points out of the points lead. He needed problems from Argabright and more, and he needs to win the race for him to have the slightest mathematical chance, and he's the only driver close enough with that shot. Get things turn around here tonight as we're under 100 laps remaining here tonight from Homestead-Miami Speedway. Just a lot of different storylines, typically coming down to the end of the season. Not a whole lot of storylines, not a whole lot of talking points. Usually it's, you know, your 4 to 8 championship competitors. And although we don't have 8 drivers fighting for a championship, we do have a very tight championship battle. We do have a lot of very tight points battles that are going to be decided here under the lights as we finish things off here tonight on season number 9 for the American Scenic Motor Racing Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. Back at the point, Alan Bledsoe looking to walk away 3/10 over the field as Schultz hunts the front once again. Small battles remaining through the field. Tell you what, let's transition back here. A little bit of a hornet's nest going on as drivers start to catch up to that Harbor Freight 16 machine of Derek Moore. No tires on that 16. Abati struggling with some pace behind him as well. Alex Wiggins now looks to the bottom, looking for a way around. Tight racing with Patrick Coro and Nicholas Wing. Daniel Jensen in the mix as well. Drivers through 1 and 2, down the backstretch, coming right at you. 3 and 4. Race leaders going to work their way by. There's Doug Argabright trying to close in on the drivers head down to turn number 3. Lap number 28 on the board, closing in on what could be potential green flag pit stops for just a handful of drivers in the field. 3 drivers elected to stay out. Well, we had that first caution on lap number 3. Or lap 13, we apologize. Lap number 13, first caution of the night. Gonna fly with a little bit of contact between McConville and Ramos. Ooh, close right there. 13 of Jake Tofing gonna avoid a little bit of a disaster. White knuckle moment for the man behind the wheel of that 97 machine. Ramos gonna have a handful out of 2. Go back to the action. Let's go back here. See drivers still trying to work their way by. Derek Moore still holding some decent pace, even with much older tires. 30 lap old tires versus about, what's that gonna be, guys? About 17 lap old tires. They just, phenomenal difference. And to be able to keep the speed at a track like this, absolutely phenomenal job. We'll see if it's what wins him a championship on this strategy, not deviating. Gonna pick up a point for leading tonight's race, so closing in on that championship trophy. Could we see win number 6 on the season for Derek Moore and that Harbor Freights crew? We're going to jump around the racetrack just a little bit. What do you say we bring you some different action at the front? You can see Alan Bledsoe beginning to stretch his legs just a little bit. About a 4-car length advantage through 1 and 2. They'll come down the back stretch this time by Bledsoe, half a second out front of Cody Schultz. You can see Dylan Schultz right behind him. Arthur Blight and Wiggins rounds out your top 5. Your Premier Racing Setup Pole Award winner, Daniel Jensen, struggling here now. He's going to fall all the way towards the back of the pack. Daniel Jensen going to sit in the 12th position. Andrew McConville, early exit here tonight after the contact between himself and Ramos. The sustained damage on the front end, just a little bit too much to continue on here tonight. So the first driver out of the race will be Andrew McConville, walking away 14th in the season finale for the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. Guys, let's jump to a battle. Let's go up here. Nicholas Wing, Jake Doping, Derek Moore. About a second and a half between these 3 drivers. Doping finally able to work his way by Moore, who was almost into that outside wall. Oh my God. About killed him. So as minuscule as this may seem, as trivial as it may sound, we may see tonight's championship momentum changing right before our eyes, right under this green flag run right here. The gamble was for Moore. He stayed out. He did get that point, but he's given up quite a few more points now as Argabright inside of the top 5. Moore knocking on the door of having to make a green flag pit stop. He will be much quicker with those fresh tires when he does come to pit road than the rest of the field. But it's a green flag strategy. He's going to need it to stay green. He's not going to need any problems from here on out because he's going to be off sequence this entire night. So treading on thin ice. We'll see how the strategy pans out and plays out for Derek Moore back in ninth. Meanwhile, race leader Alan Bledsoe continues to show the way off of turn number 4 this time around. Cody Schultz able to close in. Schultz walking him down with that long run speed. We've seen it all season long. Cody Schultz just can kind of find his way a handful of positions from where he's running towards the end of green flag runs week in and week out. So no surprise here. And what a beautiful shot right there. Take it all in. Big moment there for Bledsoe. You could hear him had to jump out of the gas coming out of turn number 4, and that's going to allow Cody Schultz to close right in. Let's jump back outside of the car. Watch the battle unfold on screen. Still ripping the lip is Dylan. Man, my gosh. That's commitment. That is pure, unadulterated commitment to running to the high side. Gotta love it. Schultz continuing to close in, showing the nose of the car in the mirror to Bledsoe, letting him know I'm here. Looking to the inside now. Let's see how this pans out at a 2. Walking up the racetrack goes the 24. Schultz on the bottom. Can he get the forward bite up out of the corner? Not going to make the pass just yet. He'll lose a little bit of ground into 3. And I think this is where Cody is much better. 3 and 4, that's where Schultz makes his time up. Let's watch it again here. Let's see if it stays the same in 1 and 2. You can see him right here. Makes a little bit of gains on the corner entry, pulls to the door, now to the nose. But corner exit off, that 24 able to gain a little bit on him. Get that momentum from ripping that high side. But watch here in 3 and 4. Schultz able to keep it about a half a car lower on the racetrack. And Bledsoe just struggling down there. Can't keep the car down. 3 and 4, that's where the problem is for Bledsoe, and that's where the 5, that's his golden ticket. He's going to head to the high side now. Force that 24 of Bledsoe to get the forward bite and try to keep the run out of the corner. Not going to happen here. The 5 going to power around the outside. Cody Schultz back to the point. Bledsoe ain't done. He's going to fight back on the bottom. Look for a slide job here coming out of turn number 4. Cutting it with the wheel. Oh my gosh. Cody Schultz with the undercut. Looking at it once again. The crossover going to work down into 1. Schultz in 2nd. Schultz in 3rd. We need the 3 car. Where's the 3 car? Can we put a 3 car out there? I mean, we're running the 24, the 5, and the 6. I mean, do you get a 2, 4, no, 2, 4, 5, 6? No? Okay, never mind. Never mind. Well, the Schultz boys team up on Bledsoe. Looks like getting a run. A little bit of sniff of the draft on the high side here. Dylan gonna have to tiptoe to the tulips off the high side. A little bit of a wiggle at the tail end of that Mustang. Cody not wavering one bit, continuing this battle down to the bottom of the racetrack, looking for the race lead once again, deep into this green flag run. Oh boy. Already have had drivers while we've been watching this battle. We've got caught up in the action at the front of the field. We've got drivers making green flag pit stops. Argabright, Wiggins, Moore, Abate, Jensen, all with the green flag pit stops. Moore unable to really do much of an undercut here. Looks like most of the field got back on his fuel strategy. Came to pit road right with a big moment there for Bledsoe coming to pit road. And that's going to put the Schultz boys back out front. The show's on the Schultz here tonight in Miami. Not going to stay out on the track very long. The 5 and the 6 are going to peel for pit road this time around. Patrick Coro in the 91 will stay out on the racetrack. Lead a lap here tonight. Then you can see Nicholas Wing working the bottom of the racetrack, looking to get himself back onto the lead lap. Derek Moore looking to follow suit. Christian Abate not too far back. Race leader Patrick Coro yet to hit pit road. How long can he stretch it here at Homestead? And I'm telling you, how can you not love this car? I mean, the guys back at the Hauck Designs team did a phenomenal job putting this on that 91, we apologize, the 97 of Ramos, closing in some distance back in that second position. But man, gotta love it, man. Big shout out to Patrick. Coro, you're amazing, man. Tip of the cap, my brother. So here you go, long green flag pit cycle now as Coro finally gonna bring his machine to pit road. About 3 laps longer than anybody else out there on the racetrack. 5 different race leaders so far here tonight. And how about Carlos Ramos? He's gonna become our newest race leader here tonight. The 97, he's staying true to his strategy. He came down to pit road back on lap number 13. He's going to run this thing on out. He's going to play it the opposite way as the rest of the field, who's kind of following suit now with Derek Moore, but tough break here tonight for Moore deep in the field. Still back, mired in traffic right around that 8th position. Meanwhile, your points leader coming into tonight's race. Where's he sitting? Right here on the racetrack. Doug Argerbright gonna work his way into the 2nd position here. The Hot Wheels number 41. Gonna have just an outstanding run on and off pit road. Great pace here tonight. And Argerbright in control of his championship destiny, his hopes and dreams to lift that trophy here tonight. All in his hands right here. The 11 of Alex Wiggins looking to the inside, not going to be able to make a move. Bledsoe sitting right behind them, waiting in the wings are the Schultz boys. And man, we're just about 10 laps away from the halfway point here tonight. How about that? Just some amazing racing action all night long. Action so good, we forgot to talk about the green flag pit stops when they started 3 to 4 laps prior than when we noticed. That's how crazy good it is. And not just here tonight from Homestead, but each and every week with this ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. Just an amazing group of drivers. Absolutely super talented. 3 wide through 3 and 4. Everybody chasing after Bledsoe for the eventual race lead. Cody Schultz going to move to 2nd. Argerbright going to fight for 3rd. 3 wide for 3rd now. Wiggins on the bottom. Schultz in the middle. Argerbright at the top. And I think that's a championship move right there. You can see Argerbright. We're not going to say he backed out. We're not going to say it looked like he backed out. But to me, may have backed out of the gas a little bit. The championship fight is not with these two. Play it safe. Let the 3 wide situation sort itself out as quickly as possible, but keeping yourself out of harm's way. Live the fight another day. Pick your battles and know which battles to pick and win. And there you can see Argerbright let the run happen, came back at it, fixed the position back up, done. Moves himself back inside of the top 5. Heavy battle at the front though. 2, 3 drivers fighting for the eventual top spot. Let's not forget about Ramos out front right now, showing the way, extending the field run. Heavy action. 2nd, 3rd, 4th on the racetrack. These 3 drivers throw a blanket over them. Don't expect the 6 to give that 24 any room heading into 3. Back across the stripe, heading back into turn number 1. Battle for that 2nd and 3rd position underway. Ramos still out there on the racetrack, showing the way, losing a little bit of ground now into 3 and 4. Let's check him out here. You can see that 97, and there it is, the peel to pit road. He's going to look to fill up Get four freshies. Alan Bledsoe still battling down on the bottom of the racetrack. Catfish Billy in effect here tonight. Side-by-side racing action for your race lead. No championship implications here within your top three. Alan Bledsoe is looking to try to finish as, and no offense, Alan, we absolutely love you to death, but Alan looking to almost finish as the best of the rest, right? Nicholas Swing 24 points back, Bledsoe 26 back, Burlow 36. Tight little battle between those drivers. Not really an opportunity to overtake for that championship trophy, so it is about how good you can finish in the point standings at the end of the year. A little bit of accolades and bragging rights. Still going to go to that 24 if he can keep it at the front of this field. Bledsoe moves back to the point. We've got some more action on track to show you. Let's head back a little bit further in the field. Let's go back here. Doug Argerbright, Alex Wiggins. How about Nicholas Swing making some headway here tonight? Up 4 positions from where he qualified. Let's take a little look. Let's get in close there to see the Texaco Havoline 99 machine. Nice season so far for Wing. 1 race win so far this season. Walking away with 8 top 10s, 3 top 5s, so the Wing has had a pretty consistent season. Just shut out of victory lane for quite some time, was able to get that race win, propel his season forward with a handful of good runs and good weeks right here, looking to try to finish inside of the top 5 of the point standings. Big shout out to the driver behind the wheel of that 99. Nicholas Wing sits in 6th. Christian Abate with a little bit of trouble here, trying to work his way back through traffic. The man sitting in the 10th position. A little unaccustomed to seeing Abate in that Red Mist Podcast 45. Struggling to work his way through traffic. Typically, we can find that 45 slicing and dicing his way through the field, but tonight seems to have just something missing, right? Just a little something missing. So there it is. We'll cross the line. The halfway point has fallen upon us. Time to give you your mid-race report, your driver highlights. Your driver highlights and spotlights here in championship night for the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. We're going to start at the front of the field. Man showing the way. He's been quick all night long. Alan Bledsoe sits in the top spot, sitting in first, looking to continue the good run. We'll see. 24 can cap the season off with yet another race win. Right behind him, sitting in second, the driver behind the wheel of that Fast Ford. He's been at the front all night long, started outside pole position, sitting in second for the time being. Cody Schultz looks to pick up his first win on the season. Tonight's race win is definitely going to go through this 5. What can I say? It must be a family affair here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Dylan Schultz going to run in that 3rd position. The Mavis number 6, a little bit of a hiatus from the track, was able to re-emerge on the scene here tonight for the fireworks under the lights for championship night. Dylan Schultz finishes out your podium drivers as we move back to championship contender straight out of LA. Argerbright has been a model of consistency. We mentioned it earlier here tonight. 10 top 10s, 5 top 5s. Just an amazing season. Still looking for that first race win. Argo Bright, control of his destiny, sitting in fourth. Alex Wiggins, your biggest mover of tonight's race, will round out your top 5 and finish off your driver highlights and spotlights. The man behind the wheel of that Black Rifle Coffee Company, the Chevy Camaro, are showing flashes of speed here tonight. Will he be able to work his way a little closer to a podium finish? We'll find out. A handful of laps, that's going to do it for your driver highlights and spotlights. We're going to put lap count, the timing and scoring back over to the left-hand side of your screen. 14 drivers to the starting grid here tonight. We have still got 13 out there on the track, with 13 still on the lead lap. So Ramos staying out about 10 laps longer in this field for that round of green flag pit stops. It's not equating to a bunch of speed here. You can see a little bit of damage on the front end of that 97 Chevy Camaro, but Ramos not quite picking up the gap. As much as maybe the crew chiefs would have thought. Race leader's going to turn a 34.28 last time around. Ramos just a tenth faster with a 34.25. So maybe that long run really isn't there. We're going to transition back up here. Let's go back to the 3-car battle. 4th, 5th, 6th. All the racetrack. We're going to visit this one because it's got championship implications, right? Argo Bright sitting in 4th. Derek Moore back in 7th. A handful of positions separate them, yes, but if Argo Bright loses these 2 spots to both Wiggins and Wing, that's going to put him right in the crosshairs of Derek Moore. And with Moore leading a lap here tonight, 1-2 positions in front is all it's going to take for Moore to secure that season championship trophy. So every position matters here tonight for that Hot Wheels number 41 machine. Every position matters for that Harbor Freight 16 machine of Derek Moore. And how about the... Man, we don't want to talk it up, right? But how about walking away? Ooh, Nicholas Wing sideways at it too. How about walking away from a season where it's really been almost a feast or famine season for you? 5 race wins, only 6 top 5s. So you're almost only in the top 5 if you're winning the race. And then you pile on only 7 top 10s. Which again leads us to the insinuation that unless you're winning, you struggle. Could you imagine Derek Moore being the winningest driver of the season, but not be able to lift a trophy at the end of tonight's race? We could see a different driver win the race and still see Argo Bright or Moore crowned a champion. What would the range of emotions be for that 16? I hope for the fans out there watching, all the friends and family, all the girlfriends, wives, and friends and kids, don't take it wrong. Don't take it the bad way. I mean, what Moore's been able to do here this season has been absolutely phenomenal. But the consistency has been key to Argo Bright's success. And again tonight, Very consistent for that Hot Wheels number 41 machine. Started inside of your top 5. Was maintained a solid top 5 all night long. So the consistency looks to be the key. Will it unlock the championship for Argabright here tonight? We're going to find out here in about another, what is it? Help me out, guys. It's going to be about, what, 45 laps? 46 laps to be exact. Still another round of green flag pit stops out in front of these drivers. Still a lot on the line. Still a lot up for grabs. Alan Bledsoe still showing the way. Cody Schultz able to run him down again. Just unable to really do anything with him. He's been able to get there. He's been able to show the nose to him. Drive underneath him. Drive to the top side of him. But he hasn't been able to complete the pass. Bledsoe. Moving to be a pupil of the Brian Newman School. If you know, you know. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to do with you. You know, for some of you, you just, you know, sometimes you just can't help, right? Lap number 76 going to board. Only one break here tonight. Early caution. Lap number 13. A little bit of contact between the 10 of McConville and the 97 of Carlos Ramos. That's going to unfortunately put an end to the evening for McConville. Put the field into caution for the first and only time tonight. Back green flag racing on lap number 17. So we're just about 50 laps. 50 laps? 60 laps, guys. Come on. 60 laps. I promise they can count. We can count. We just didn't have enough fingers. I mean, you only got so many fingers, and it doesn't matter how good you are with them. You've only got so many of them. So 60 laps of green flag racing action now as drivers really starting to see season number 9 begin to wind down here. Green flag pit stops going to loom just about. I would expect to see these drivers coming to pit road here in the next 5 laps. There it is, Derek Moore. He's already going to head to pit road to 8. Now going to look to see if he can't catch some of these guys sleeping and grab himself a bigger undercut with a bigger opportunity to try to get back up there inside of the top 5. He was inside of the top 5 for quite some time. But after the caution, it's staying out, falling deep in the field. Just a struggle for that 16 to go anywhere. We'll see how the rest of the night goes for him. Nicholas Wing going to join the parade of drivers down pit lane this time around. Bledsoe continues to show the way, looking to put Zach Miller a lap down. The Toyota Supra, sponsored by the U.S. Army, trying to keep himself on the lead lap here tonight as we inch closer to 40 to go. .40 to go this time around. Will race leader Alan Bledsoe head to pit road. Cody Schultz going to visit pit lane. That's going to bring Argabright with him last time around. And it looks like Bledsoe says he's going to stay out on the racetrack. much different green flag pit cycle this time around. Drivers really going to stagger this one out. Alan Bledsoe going to continue to stay out on the racetrack after both Dylan and Cody going to head to pit lane. A little bit of a swap in positions there for that 6 and the 5. Dylan going to take a position away from Cody. Argabright going to fall back into 7th now. Derek Moore closing in. Oh, this is just what Derek Moore ordered. Still a little bit of a gap, right? Still a little bit of a gap for Moore to get to Argabright. Just about at 1.2 seconds, but much closer than what it was prior to this round of green flag pit stops. And what we're looking at right here, what we're looking at right now, is how far can these drivers go? It looks like Bledsoe may be extending this run to ensure the fact that he can go to the end without having to stop for fuel again. It's going to be a very interesting little run here. Derek Moore to pit road back on lap number 97. That's only about 38 laps on the fuel and tires. Obviously, more laps remain in the race than the previous green flag stint. Will Moore have enough fuel? What about Argabright? He came to pit road on lap number 79 a little bit early. Didn't quite make that 40 lap threshold. Patrick Coro going to peel for pit road this time around. That's going to leave Bledsoe, Wiggins, and Ramos out there on the racetrack. There you can see the Schultz duo working their way to the high side. They're going to work their way back onto the lead lap the good old-fashioned way. And that may be Bledsoe's signaling no, he's going to stay out on the racetrack. I was going to say that may be the signal right there. When Schultz get to you, that's when we need to get to pit road. We're going to be able to get you back out on the racetrack with fresh tires. You're going to be right there with them. We're going to give you the best possible scenario to try to walk away with a race win. But no, Bledsoe going to continue to stay out on the racetrack. The 11 of Wiggins to pit road. Right side tires going on. A lot of action here tonight. Bledsoe going to head to pit road. Ramos heading into 3 and 4. What will he do? Will he keep it out for a handful of laps? He's been one of the drivers extending the fuel run here tonight as well. So, very interesting strategies. Very interesting strategies. Right side's going to go down. Pit crew to the left side in the air. Looks like a little struggle on the right, on the left rear. A little bit of problems on the left rear there for Bledsoe. Going to cost about 0.2 of a second. He's going to lose some ground here, fall all the way outside of your top 5, but we'll have some very fresh tires all the way to the end of tonight's race. Look for that 24 to get back to the front. Cody Schultz closes right in. Goes right on by that 97. He's going to move to the top spot, pulling Dylan along with him. Back to the point once again, and again, no championship implications, but man, wanting to steal the limelight and doing one hell of a job of it here tonight. Cody Schultz putting on a show. Gonna go back to championship implications. Boy, oh boy, here we go. We got action, boys. Derek Moore able to close in and make the pass on Doug Argabright, who's starting to fall through the field now, giving up some time. Argabright, the Hot Wheels 41 machine. This is big. This is a very big moment. in tonight's race. Argabright has got to keep him within sights. He has got to stay with him. There's no other... You cannot let him get away. If he starts getting that one or two, or I should say 2 to 3 positions in front of you, that's when that championship really starts to come into question. You have to keep yourself behind him. You cannot afford to allow him to make passes on cars and you not make those same passes. So with 30 laps remaining here tonight, the sun just about to tuck tail and head out of the vision. You can see already track lights on. Going to crown a champion under the lights here tonight from Homestead-Miami Speedway. It does not appear that it will be your race winner. Derek Moore going to close in on Carlos Ramos. How about Moore turning his night around? We were just talking about Moore being back in the 8th, 9th position. Here he is, killing it, slaying the game. Back inside of a podium. When it's time to turn up the heat, you can guarantee the Harbor Freight 16 is going to put his name in the top. How about Alan Bledsoe? Long run on the tires. About 6 lap fresher tires than that 41 of Argabright. How much of a fight is Argabright going to be able to put up against the fresh tires of Bledsoe? I don't think he's going to be able to put up much of a fight at all. And there you can see Bledsoe right to the bottom, right on around. Now we're going to have 2, almost 3 wide racing. Bledsoe quickly closing in on the tail end of Moore. That's going to allow Argabright to close in. Moore's got to look for a way around the 38. Who heads to the top of the racetrack. Moore has got to do away with Miller here. Bledsoe hounding him. And impatience is going to factor in. I don't care what you say. I don't care. You don't have to like me. All I have to do is tell you the truth. Bledsoe knows he is one of the fastest drivers in the field. Bledsoe knows he's got the freshest tires in the field. And Bledsoe knows he's got to go. How long will he waste time working his way through the field? And you can see right there, championship contender, Derek Moore. Old dog, old tricks. He's going to move out the way, let that fast 24 by. Not going to put the championship in jeopardy. He'll continue to fight on here. Moore and Argabright. Nose to tail. Championship implications. We're going to see 25 to go this time around with race leader Cody Schultz out showing the way. Stealing the limelight here tonight, man. And you can't be mad at it. You can't give that man enough recognition and props for what he's been able to do. Came in under the radar. Flying low. Going in silent. Creeping on a come up. And he kicked the door in today and took it with his muscle. He'll get it one way or another this season. Cody Schultz trying to run down that first win. Less than 25 laps remaining here tonight. Dylan Schultz losing a little ground, maybe giving a little bit of room for Cody to get the piggy off his back and get to victory lane for the first time this season. $21 laps going to remain. Do we have enough fuel to get to the end? That's going to be another question for a handful of these drivers. Cody Schultz lingering on that outside looking in. Going to be right there, very, very close to whether or not he can truly make it to the end of tonight's race. But there's one man that can be assured he didn't have to break the piggy bank for the change to pay for the fuel. He's got enough to the end. He ain't running out no time soon. We're seeing the championship start to go the other way. We've seen it go back and forth. Seesaw emotions here for both of these drivers. Let's take a look here with the 41 of Argerbright running in that 5th and final top 5 position. Derek Moore now dropping back behind him. I don't know. Man, it's gonna come down to the end, right? I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win this championship, man. This is too good. Too good. Let's head back to Cody Schultz at the front of the field. Let's not take away from what this driver's doing at the front. I mean, again, a pretty much dominating performance. Started outside pole position, has led the most laps here tonight. Just missing out on the fastest lap of the race here tonight as well for that 5 machine. So Cody showing up in a big way. Walking away with it. Cody Schultz. Nothing's going to keep him out of victory lane here tonight. It looks like it's just going to be a matter of a fact. It's all but, the ink's all but dried on the big check. He's going to walk away with a race win here tonight, barring any crazy catastrophe or possibly running out of fuel. But again, I don't think that's going to be very much of an issue. I think he's got enough ground and enough piggy in the bank to fall back to Dylan. And I don't think Dylan would pass him. I think Dylan would allow Cody the race win. I mean, I'm not going to say there would be team orders in play, but I mean, hey, if I had no real dog in the fight, I'll push my brother to the win. I'd do it, because he gonna owe me big, and I'm gonna get my payback. Right, I'm not gonna let you off the hook. Like I pushed you to that win. You gonna give me something back. We'll figure it out later. Anyways, man, on the move, Alan Bledsoe trying to close in 3.2 seconds away from race leader Cody Schultz. In the fresh tires, 7-lap fresher tires. Looking at the timing and scoring charts, just about 0.2 faster. So you do the math. It's just not going to be enough. That put him right there, right at the end. And he put in a handful of big laps. If he's able to do that, then Bledsoe might have an opportunity. It's not about getting there either. Gotta make the pass. And I promise you, That's 6. Gonna make himself as wide as he can. Ooh, not gonna have to worry about it with too many more moments like that. You can see the 24 all sorts of out of shape coming out of turn 4. He's gonna give up a little ground. It looks like most of the battle's starting to go away, so things definitely falling in line. Everything kind of coming to, I don't want to say coming to a crescendo, but kind of coming to not necessarily an anticlimactic end either. I mean, an amazing season, an amazing run, amazing storylines here tonight. We've got a first-time race winner at the front of the field looking for his first checkered flag. Man sitting in second, he's not been to victory lane either. Bledsoe looking for a win. Trying to be the best of the rest. Argabright sitting in 5th. Came into tonight's race with one focus, one goal, one dream. And what looked like was slipping away less than 10 laps ago is now right on his doorstep. Amazon piggybacked that thing right to his doorstep and has dropped the ground right there, waiting to hit that ring button. Everybody's got the ring cameras. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Not ring the doorbell, but ring is a doorbell, so do you still ring the doorbell? That's gonna be a conversation for a whole nother night. We ain't got enough time for that. We're just gonna move on. But again, I mean, it's right here. It's all in his hands. He's gonna have enough fuel to get to the end. Questionable is whether or not Derek Moore has enough to get to the end. So the speed was there at times. Flashes of greatness here for that Harbor Freight 16. You can see him driving his guts out in the back. Super loose off of turn 2. Almost smashing it off the outside wall. What a season, what a run. But it looks like Argabright may have this thing in the bag. We're going to head back now. Hey, making his way towards the top 5 finish here. Patrick Coro behind the wheel of that 91 machine, starting to close in on Nicholas Wang, who's starting to reel in Ramos and more. So a gaggle of cars starting to group themselves together. Right at the end of tonight's race, under 10 laps to go, and we got a kerfuffle on the track right around that 6th position. Bledsoe still closing in. He's got the gap from 3+ seconds down to just over 2. He is on the doorstep. But Cody Schultz, man, he's got him a little bit of a buffer zone, and he's got a good backup plan. Maybe bodyguard, if you will. Right? I'm on the radio button to the crew chief. Hey, man, get to that 6th spotter. You tell him to not let that 24 by. I don't care if he's got a wreck. Don't let him get up here and mess with this win. Looking for position, bottom of the racetrack. Patrick Coro trying to take over that 7th spot here tonight. Coro already up 3 positions from where he qualified tonight. Running good. Running a top 5. Coro still looking for that first top 5 here tonight. It'd be a great way to cap off at a pretty good season for that 91 machine. We'll see if there's any trouble out of the 3 drivers in front of him. That would let him pick up about 2 positions. We'll see if he can gain any more here tonight. As the high 5 to your race leader looking to finish the night. Oh, At Bahama Mama's going to have an amazing after party for your champion here tonight from Homestead-Miami Speedway. There's nothing like the nightlife here in Miami. If you haven't witnessed it or been a part of it, man, you miss it out. You better be lined up if you want to get in, because it's going to be a packed house when the champions roll into Bahama Mamas later on here tonight after the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series Championship night. 4 to go for Cody Schultz, eyeballing that first race win. When Bledsoe starting to close in on Dylan Schultz, side-by-side action here. 13 of Jake Dofing right in the mix. Will the lap car come into play? Battle inside your podium. And here it goes. This is exactly what Cody wants to see, and running him down the track. Bledsoe did not appreciate it. A little bit of a bump. I got the fresher tires. Thank you, sir. Move on out the way. He's going to make some short work of Jake Dofing, or attempt to make some short work of him, but with 3 laps to go, 1.6 back, it looks like that's going to be it. For the run back to the front for Bledsoe across the line this time around. Popsicle sticks on display. Cody Schultz sees 2 to go here from Homestead. And again, just an amazing night of racing. A lot of different scenarios, points-wise, championship-wise, race win-wise. Just an amazing night here tonight as across the line for the final lap in season number 9. White flag flies, 1 to go. Here for Cody Schultz, he's going to finish out season number 9 on a high note. And what a way to close out the year, right? He's been right there looking for it, on the doorstep of it. Just couldn't quite piece it together. And Cody Schultz, gonna do it. Gonna get it done back at a 4 for the final time. And we got a new race winner. Cody Schultz gonna pick up the checkered flag here tonight from Homestead-Miami Speedway. What a night for the man behind the wheel of this number 5 machine. Absolutely phenomenal job by the 5. And we don't want to take away from what our race winner has been able to accomplish here tonight. You can see a little bit of a tap right there. Show of respect. Bledsoe was trying to get there, just couldn't get it done. And that's how big it is to win here. In the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series, Cody Schultz going to enjoy a post-race celebration on the front stretch. But let's go back to your season champion right here. The Los Angeles Kid, getting it done. Doug Argabright going to walk away as your season 9 champion. A lot of show of respect from a lot of drivers. Going to head on by Doug Argabright. Show him a little bit of love here. Championship on the line. Argabright gets it done. Absolutely phenomenal job. He's going to join in with some of his teammates and friends, burning it down. All the front season championship on the line. Got it done. So while everybody's celebrating big here on the front stretch, we're going to have to take a quick commercial break before we head back trackside for your post-race interview. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. backtrack side at the conclusion of one heck of a championship night. We had fireworks under the lights at the end of tonight's race. Just an absolutely phenomenal job here tonight. Just again, speaks volumes to the level of talent that each and every one of these drivers have. And we're going to transition and we're going to go ahead and see if we can catch up and have a few words with some of our podium drivers here tonight. Before we get to our race winners as well as our championship driver, let's see if we can dial them up and have a quick word or two with the man behind the wheel of that Fast Mavis number 6 here tonight. Dylan, it's Dave. You got a copy? We'll see if we can dial him up again. Try him once again. Hey, Dylan, it's Dave. You got a copy? Maybe already away from the mic, so we're going to move right along. Let's just go ahead and head into... Let's pick up with the man that walked away second here tonight. No stranger to the front or finishing on a podium throughout the season. Alan going to walk away with second once again. Man, how you feeling? How you doing after capping off the season with a solid night?
It felt like it could have been better. I think I actually lost all my time on entry to pit road. I ended up hitting like 35 when the speed limit is 50. Coming on to pit road, and I was like, oh boy, that's gonna lose me some time. And it did. I ended up at the end of that last run, about 6.5, something like that seconds back, and I wanted to compete a little bit harder for the win. But congrats to Cody. He was fast all night long, that entire race. I might have led the most laps, but I think he had the dominant car. He was just hanging out behind me.
It absolutely, man. You had a phenomenal race yourself, and it looked like you just gave up a little bit too much time under that last green flag pit stop, as you explained what happened, and that's always a little tough thing to swallow, especially when you know it was on you. You know what I mean? Things that you can do better and tweak, and that's going to be on the back of your mind for quite some time. But amazing season for you and that 24 crew. Nothing to hang your heads about. You, I believe you're going to walk away, and no pun intended, and this isn't meant to be said in a bad way. So, Alan, we've talked enough. I hope you know me by now that you don't take this the wrong way. You're going to finish as the best of the rest, right? You're gonna lock up that third position in the point standing. So, you got to feel good about that. How you feeling about the off season and heading into season number 10, an iconic year? I mean, a decade with ASMR. How you feeling about season 10?
I have no idea. I know last season, I think I finished it off with a really good finish. I can't remember whether it was a win or was it at Texas last season? Was that our season finale?
I believe last season. Let's see, we were in the trucks last season. I believe wasn't that the
Right. Yeah, that's correct.
I believe that May. It was either Texas or here. One of the two. I know that.
I think it was Texas because I don't remember running Homestead. Homestead was early on in the season last season, so yeah, it was definitely Texas, and I won that one. So, I felt really good coming into this one, and then just the start of race one. Race one, I get loose coming onto pit road at Auto Club and kill the car and end up finishing last. So, I started off this season with basically behind and had to make it up, and went for a big time call at Phoenix to try and gain track position, and it just didn't pan out. So yeah, I'll take best of the rest, but I definitely could have been closer. But I was going all out for the championship at Phoenix. I'm looking forward to next season. Definitely feel like I've got something for Derek, especially if he misses a race or two like he did this season. But I'm just, yeah, I am ready to move on.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes it's good to relish in the moment. Sometimes it's better to just kind of already go ahead and shift focus and look forward. And again, nothing to hang your head about with the season you had. Just a great season to be dead honest. And from all the times I talk to the many different drivers, everybody knows that I just shoot it straight. And if it comes off wrong, it's not meant to be. But I just put it out there the way it is. And an amazing season for you. For the final time this season, before we let you go, though, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Absolutely. My whole team, Premier Racing League or Premier Racing Team. I'm sorry. Um, could they? A lot of them could not make it to every race. In fact, I was basically by myself on the team this week. But excuse me. Um, but all those guys, they were a huge help when they could join. TJ's really fast. Brendan, he's fast. Dominates every race he's in. And then somehow loses it at the end, at least here. Um, but I want to thank my dad. He was watching the entire season, rooting me on, and I don't think any of my other friends that I sent the link to ever watched it. So definitely happy to have my dad around, and I want to thank you for putting on the broadcast. Obviously, Coro and Dave and everyone for putting this thing together. 10 seasons. Can you believe it? I know you said that earlier. You mentioned that earlier, but it is incredible to me that this league has made it 10 seasons. Most leagues I've ever been in can't even make it through 3. Um, so and to think that I've been here on and off, kinda, sorta, since the end of season 1. Can you believe that, Dave? I've been around.
You've been here just a little bit longer than me. I've been around here for quite some time myself, so it's been an amazing run with everybody involved, all the different drivers involved. It's been an amazing season for you. We hope to see you in season number 10. We hope you have another great run at it. So, with everything being said, always a class act and always a pleasure to catch up with you at the end of these things. But until we meet again, my friend, stay safe and, of course, keep it fast.
Thanks, Dave. Congrats to Doug.
All right, there you have it. Final few words for the man that walks away second. Little disappointed. You could hear some of the dejection as he was walking us through that final pit stop. A little slow on the entry, giving up too much time. And that's going to make the difference at the end of tonight's race. And for the first time this season, we're going to get a chance to finally talk to this man in victory lane for the first time. Cody, how good does it feel to finish the season off in victory lane?
First off, what's up, Dave? This is awesome being here. It feels fantastic. I waited a long time for this, and it's an awesome way to end the season.
Well, I want to give you some more props on the way you did it here tonight. It wasn't like it was a pass with 3 to go and you kind of came from nowhere. You unloaded quick. You started outside pole position. You were inside of the top 5 all night long, except for the green flag pit cycles. But as soon as it cycled itself back out, you were right there at the front again. Man, I know the season's coming to an end here, but how good does it feel to know that you've got that pace? You know what I mean? You unload fast and you're able to keep that pace all race long. Just how good does it feel to know that the car and the driver were right where they needed to be tonight?
It feels freaking awesome, especially racing with Moore and Bledsoe and Wiggins and Argerbright. All those guys, I mean, they're super quick. And we did super well at the end of the season here. I mean, we did awesome. And I wish I ran those other 2 races earlier on in the season. But it feels so good to actually finally get a win here. And honestly, it was probably more just pitch strategy than anything. I guess that first caution that came out kind of jumbled things up, and then from that point on, it was just kind of playing, seeing what other people were doing, and using that tire advantage. Definitely using that tire advantage.
Well, man, you mentioned a handful of names, and I'm going to call them the heavy hitters. You were running inside of that top five, battling with, I mean, you mentioned it more, Bledsoe, Argerbright. Two of those drivers were championship contenders here tonight. Bledsoe, a previous race winner, he's inside of the top five in points. So big names all throughout tonight's race were trying to take those spots from you, and you were able to outrun them. You were able to outpace them, outclass them here tonight. So I'm not going to chalk it up to just pit strategy, man. You were on another level here tonight. You every bit of the domination you had, in my opinion, domination
Thanks, Dave.
is well
Appreciate
deserved.
that, bud.
I mean, the lap count, you may not have led the most laps. I think you might have. If you didn't, it's going to be very damn close. Excuse my language, but it's going to be that close. If you didn't, it's within 5 laps. I promise you, man. You were one of the only drivers that never really dropped out of the top 5, and that's where that word domination comes from for me. But anyways, we're going to shift gears now, and you know, season number 9 now in the books. Season 10 coming up in a handful of weeks. I'm sure we're going to take a few weeks off, have some vacation times, let drivers kind of unwind a little bit. But how you feeling now knowing that you can get the job done against these big names? How you feeling at the way things may go for you next season?
I feel good. As long as, like I said, we have the finishes that we had towards the end of the season. It's awesome to cross a win off the list. It feels great, especially towards, you know, having the last race. It's good to get that off your chest. And I mean, Moore, he's used to it. He's got 5 wins. I mean, I love the dude, but this feels so good. So I can't wait for next season. I really can't. And I'm excited to see where it goes next year or next season.
Well, again, Cody, a phenomenal job here tonight, man. Before we let you go and enjoy the celebrations, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Absolutely. Snake River Racing, awesome season. Dan, actually my brother Dylan showing up too. Running 1-2 for a little bit there, so that was fun to race with him. Jake also, not Nick. Yeah, not Nick. No, not Nick. But everybody else, those guys. Snake River Racing, awesome.
Well, all right, man. Short, sweet, and to the point. We like it. And I know the fans love it in the stands, man. Amazing job for you here tonight. So enjoy the Memorial Holiday weekend coming up. Enjoy the little bit of time off and get ready to go back racing here shortly. But until then, my friends, stay safe and, of course, keep it fast.
Awesome. Thanks, Dave. We'll see you next season.
All right, there you go. Final parting words from the man in Victory Lane. For the first time here tonight, he's going to close out season number 9 with the victory. Cody Schultz will take the top spot, and now we're going to head right beside him, sharing Victory Lane, your season number 9 champion. Got it done here tonight. Doug, man, how good does it feel to know that you got that season hardware here tonight?
Apparently I can't win races, but I can win championships, and I think that's better.
Well, you know what? I again, I've already said it in this post race interview session. I'm gonna say it to you too. Everybody knows I don't lie about things, and I mentioned that a handful of times here tonight. How you haven't got to victory lane yet, but you've been one of the most consistent drivers throughout the season, man. Tonight, this is going to be, I believe, it's going to be your 6th top 5, your 11th, top 10.
Oh, damn.
I mean, I think that leaves you with one race you didn't finish inside of the top 10. I mean,
And
over.
I want to say that was Daytona when I got caught up in the wreck at the end.
I mean, so all.
And that's Daytona. You kind of don't count that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, let's just go ahead and wipe that off the list anyway. You know what I mean?
So I was perfect top 10.
So it basically, yeah. I mean, I'll take it. I love
100%.
I love to win races, but I like big boy hardware. You
Oh,
know what I
100%.
mean?
And that's like, I feel like that's kind of attributed to my racing style in general. And that's one thing I was talking about during the race because it was so much on tire saving, make sure you were good throughout the whole run. And um, on the last run, where I stayed out a couple extra laps and then Moore was ahead because he undercut, and then I ended up catching him about halfway through the run. I was like, I think one of the reasons I'm so good at tire saving is because I always practice race runs. I always practice tire saving. I never practice, like, that's why I never qualify well. I'm not good at qualifying. I'm not good at, like, overdriving the car, but I feel like I'm pretty good at feeling like, oh, the car is biting now. I can do that, save tire. Maybe not the fastest, but, like, I just feel like my driving style kind of suits that consistency. So I'm glad it paid off rather than kind of being that close with more. I
Yeah,
feel like
that
we're kind of opposites, where he's either win or last, and I'm try to just consistently do decent to keep my way up front.
man, you got to quit stealing my mojo, man. I mentioned that earlier here tonight as well. It's almost a feast or famine season for Moore, and that's nothing against Moore. He's an amazing talent, amazingly
Right.
fast. But the stats, the numbers don't lie. I mean, math. It's an exact science, and I mean you
Right.
can't go against the numbers, man. It's either he's winning or he's having a rough go. And I mean,
Yeah.
you were right there though. At towards the end of tonight's race, I want to talk about this little portion. It was about 20, I don't know, 22 to maybe 28 laps to go. You guys
Okay.
running nose to tail on the track. What was going through your head at that point? We seen him get by in, walk away a little bit. What was going through your mind right then when you seen Moore be able to walk away just a little bit and the laps were just counting down?
Um. So it kind of goes to what my mindset was the whole race was. As much as I'm trying to finish good in general, I'm racing one car on this track, and I know where he needs to be relative to me. I'm so thankful that when I ran over Jensen because he cut and hit the brakes a little bit harder than I was expecting, and that's when I like blasted the back of him. I think it was like really early, like lap like maybe 10. Um, I was so thankful that it got me a 0x because that made everything so much simpler because I still had that 3 point buffer on top of the plus 4 points, so I knew it was had to be 7 positions. Um, and it was literally just like as long as I can stay close to him, whether it's in front or back, I am content. And that's why I just focused on the long run. I didn't focus on burning up my stuff. I came out the pits saving tires. So when I caught him, it was more okay. I'll sit behind him if I have to. Um, but if I see an opening that feels safe enough, I'll go past him and hopefully he'll still drop back. If not, it'll be close. And if we were still that close, um, like even if it was right behind me within maybe half a second or a second, um, towards I would say about 5 to go, I was genuinely thinking like I'll let him pass so he can't dive bomb me just to be safe. Like that was like safety and kind of like I guess kind of my mindset for the whole season, like consistent, like getting to the end was my mindset for the whole thing, especially when he was right there.
Well, you definitely did that throughout the season. You had the composure here tonight to keep the nerves in check and to keep the big picture in mind the whole night. You fell through the field a little bit. You made your way back. I had some tight little runs between a handful of drivers, but you
Yeah.
kept your composure and cool, and this is what pays off at the end. You're going to be crowned the season number 9 champion. So, with that being said, what's your thoughts looking forward to season number 10? You think you can go back to back? I know it's early. We don't have the
Right.
car. You don't have the tracks, but the confidence is the confidence there that you think you can contend for back to back.
The confidence is definitely there because when a couple weeks ago when I started getting and I was like, oh, I'm like top 5 in points. Oh, I'm top 3 in points. Oh, I'm leading the points. There was very much that like imposter syndrome being like, I don't win races. Like why? Like winners are the ones that win championships. Um, and then kind of being able to pull it off and being like, oh, like I didn't have to win a race to win a championship. I just had to be consistent and kind of still drive my style, and I didn't have to go outside what was comfortable in the sense of like pushing too hard or um, kind of like not like unnatural isn't the word for it, but kind of like not being myself with my racing style is the way I'll put it. Is a huge confidence boost. I also put a lot of confidence boost, honestly, and even though it's a completely different discipline, is the GT3 series we've been doing on Monday. Because I've been running well there, and so because I'm like, oh, I'm running well here, I can run well in other cars too. Um, and it's just like, I don't know, maybe next season because I already have the championship, maybe I will try to run a little bit harder and win races, and see if that combined with consistency can bring home another championship. But I'm content with big boy hardware, even if I don't get race trophies.
Well, if you if you start to pile on those race wins with the consistency, these boys better watch out because they gonna be in trouble. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But Doug, an amazing season for you, historic in my opinion, with the way you were able to walk away with top 10 after top 10, stack up the top fives at the end of the whole thing, pack on the season championship as the cherry. Just an amazing job for you, week in, week out, culminating in the season championship here tonight from Homestead. So with all that being said, my man, congratulations. Enjoy this championship until we meet again. Stay safe and keep it fast.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your whole season in the cave. I know I don't get to say it very often. I've only been able to say it one other time because again, I'm top 5, but I'm not top 3. So
It's all right. We'll talk to you
right.
when we can. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
hey,
I want to give you your love on air rather than just in the own little backstage.
well, I duly appreciate it. I know everybody else back at the production team definitely appreciates it as well, Doug. Again, a class act all the time. And we'll look forward to catching up with you in season 10.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, thank you.
All right, there you go. Very humble season champion, Doug Argabright. One of, I can't even say one of the most consistent driver here in season number 9 for the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. And what a ride it was this season, right? 12 weeks of racing action. Short season. You got to get it done, right? You can't really have bad races. Arga Bright is proof in the pudding. He's going to put the numbers on his back, and he's going to pile them up at the end and walk away with the season championship. What an amazing job. What an amazing run here from Homestead-Miami Speedway. We've seen great racing action all night long, all across the board, in just a phenomenal way to close out season number 9 here for the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. Producers hitting those buttons. For the final time in the background, it's time to run down your unofficial race results. Walking away with the checkered flag top spot here tonight from Homestead, Cody Schultz to victory lane for the first time. Alan Bledsoe going to finish in second with Dylan Schultz back in third. Wiggins going to park that 11 machine home in fourth. Doug Argabright snatches up the season championship by rounding out your top 5. Nicholas Wing back in 6th with Patrick Coro sliding in 7th. 8th place here tonight, coming up just a little shy. Historic race winning season for that Harbor Freight 16 machine of Derek Moore, finishing in 8th. 9th place here tonight to the Budweiser number 4, snatching the Premier Racing Setup Pole Award. Daniel Jensen finishes 9th. Christian Abati back in 10th. Jake Dauphin in 11th. Carlos Ramos in 12th. Zach Miller 13th. And 14th tonight, the 10 of Andrew McConville. That's going to do it for your race results. What an amazing season. What an amazing ride for these Xfinity Series drivers. Doesn't get much better than that. 12 weeks of great racing action. We see now 7 different race winners. Derek Moore was stingy with the race wins, but it didn't matter. Argabright said, I'll take what I can get week in and week out, and I'll beat you the good old-fashioned way. I ain't gotta get to victory lane to get the job done. He still will be crowned the king. So we're going to piggyback off of that as we get ready to leave the track and head on over to Bahama Mamas for a handful of drinks with both your race winner and your season champion. So as we get ready to roll up the cords and cut off the lights, we're going to shift gears and get ready for season number 10 as well. If you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation. And before you go, be sure to join us in that push to 4,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So with that being said, we're going to head off and see one of the best bartenders around. Nikki, we're coming to see. Gonna get some of the martinis or something like that. We got champions in the house. Let's show some love to Argabright. What an amazing drive for him tonight. That's gonna be all for us. So stay safe, stay in love, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.